I'm back. What's going on, folks? I even forgot to hit my mute button. It's been so long since I've been able to talk with you guys. But listen, thank you guys for stopping through. Got something important to talk about this evening. So let's get it. Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. What's up, folks? What is going on? Thank you guys for stopping through. We getting ready to get into something this evening. Hope you guys have had a marvelous month so far. I hope your week is going well and you have your Thanksgiving preparations that you're preparing for, I'm sure, and I hope that's going well. Some of you are on the road, in the air, traveling to your loved ones around the world. I want to say safe travels to each and every one of you. And always put our Creator first. I hope you prayed before you got on the road. And I hope you pray again when you get to your destination. And do the same thing when you're ready to go back home or back to wherever it is you're going to. But folks, quickly want to just make you guys aware of something. I was, you hear me clear my throat. I feel great. I want to say hello to Quintina Lee. Thank you for stopping in, Quintina Lee. Always a pleasure. Folks, I want to let you know something. The reason why I have not been live in a while is not that I didn't have any content or I didn't have nothing to talk to you about, but I've been lacking on my vitamins. Okay, I've shown you guys in the video before some months ago, my vitamin C, vitamin D3, and here's what you got to understand: my zinc, copper, all that kind of stuff, man. And here's what you got to understand about the body. When you are boosting your immune system and you got your vitamins coming in, your body becomes accustomed to these vitamins. Your immune system stays boosted, and when you start to lack and don't take them, because I had stopped taking them, right? I mean, I still went going to the gym, but I stopped taking my vitamins for a while because I'm like, I feel great, I'm good, I just stopped taking my vitamins. But as soon as that happened, about a week and a half ago, I started getting scratchiness in the throat, then I started coughing, and then the scratchiness turned into maybe a cold or something. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, I had, I didn't feel well, and I didn't want to be on here live coughing and all that kind of stuff, all that crap. So what I did, got back on my vitamin C's. I started pumping my vitamin C's back in, my D3s, my vitamin A. I started pumping all that stuff back in me. And then just like that, my immune system got back to where it normally is because of my vitamins, right? Whole lot better. I didn't even go to the gym last week. I just went back to the gym today. I could have went Monday and Tuesday, but I had some business things to take care of, looking to add something to my portfolio. So I was talking to an investor on that, and that investor is going to be coming to town on Friday so we can talk in depth and look at some property I will be doing some business with, possibly. But nothing to here or there. I'm back at you guys. I want to thank you guys for stopping through. Always a pleasure. And we do have something we want to talk about this evening, which is very, very, very important. And I have some information that I'm going to share with you on the screen as well. One of the articles that I pulled up as well. I'm not able to play a video. I wish I would play. I wish I could play the video, but the video is not going to, you're not going to hear the sound of the video. I guess that's YouTube, Facebook's way of muting stuff so that for copyrights purposes, which I understand it's all good, but I can show you some articles, right? So I will show you one article today, but I want to talk about the topic that I have here, and it probably got a lot of you guys' attention. Why would the elites want to depopulate Earth? Why would the elites want to depopulate Earth? A lot of good answers are out there. And this is, now I'm going to show you some facts on something, but the facts is not contribute to the title, but my perspective is contribute to the title. Okay, so in other words, I'm going to show you something that's factual, and then I'm going to give you my take on it. Okay, but there are a lot of good answers out there. People say it's greed. I get it, right? But it's some inconvenient truth that I'm going to tell you with this, and it may scare you. It may not. It might put some gasoline in your engine so you can get off, get on your horse and get it in. Do what you got to do. Build your wealth. Build your self-worth, your net worth. Do all these things, right? So we're going to talk about it. Why would the elites want to depopulate Earth? Here's what I want you guys to think about before I go into this. I want you to think about a job, a company, Fortune 500, little company, small company, Fortune 100, doesn't matter. Just think about any company, and that company starts to lose out on some resources that keeps that company afloat. You guys already know where I'm probably getting ready to go with this. What is the top people of that company, whether it's a a privately held company and it's just a CEO, or it's a publicly held company, which is a CEO and then a board above a board of board members above the CEO. That means the board has a chairman. But whatever it is, the decision is always from the top, right? Now, they tend to do what they want to do to cut costs so that they can remain the amount of resources or revenue that's coming into the company. Typically, what they do is start to lay off the least effective people, the least valued people in the company. Yeah, the least valued people in the company. I hope you guys understand this. So how valuable you are is determined by the people who makes all the decisions of the company. And then they do another round of layoff, which is the second least valuable people. In some cases, they replace some people, but when they replace them, they don't replace them with the same number of laborers. They replace them with more effective people that can do more than one job and don't even have to complain about it because they have the skill set to do more than one job. I'm going to use myself as an example, not to toot my own horn. I do IT work. I have 20 plus years in IT. I know IT, I can put a computer together probably blindfolded. But I have other skills within IT. I can do cybersecurity. I can do Splunk. No, I can't do Splunk yet. I'll be able to do Splunk in about a month and a half from now. I can do Wireshark. I can do Python. I can do Debian Linux and Kali Linux. There's a difference. Kali Linux is much more powerful. It has much more tools for ethical hacking. Okay. Nmapping. I can do Nmapping. That's something that you do within Linux. Now, most jobs out there, if I wanted to go get a job with it, most jobs out there don't have all of those in one function to do on that job. But I can do them. One job might say, hey, we need somebody who can be a Linux administrator. I can do that. And while I'm doing that, guess what? They got somebody else that's doing Python. And that Python person is not that effective because they have lower skill, but they don't have the work ethic that they need to operate in the Python sector. But guess what? Jay, he also knows Python. Are you serious? He's doing Linux already. He knows Python too. And he knows Python. He knows Shark, Wireshark. He knows Nmapping. He knows Burp Suite. So with that being said, folks, all I've done is made myself more valuable to a marketplace. So that job will be looking to keep me around simply because I have multiple skill sets. I'm well-rounded. I can do other areas other than what they hired me for. Those tend to be the kind of people that they want to keep in their company. Well-rounded people. Now, I'm sharing this information with you because I'm going somewhere with this, right? I want you guys to pay attention. So what am I saying? That's how it works anywhere you go. I don't care what company you work for, that's how it go. It ain't like the government. Government tend to keep people around even if they ain't worth shit. But now I'm hearing that even the government is changing. They're firing people in the government now. I remember one time government ain't fired hardly nobody. You have to do something extremely outrageous for them to get fire you. But now I'm hearing they fire people off of lack of production. Least effective. They're getting rid of you in the government now. The world is getting ready to go into, the Biden administration the House just passed a $1.2 trillion, $1.3 trillion infrastructure plan. Which I know I'm not going to even go there, but that's what they passed it. It has to go through the House now. It has to be voted upon in the House. But here's what I know. That is printed money, folks. The United States do not have the revenue to offset 1 point something trillion dollars. Hell, they're about $30 trillion in debt right now. Go to usdebtclock.org and it shows you how much the country is in debt for. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you that in a minute. And I'm telling you this stuff because I want you to let this sink in as I take you to where I want to take you in regards to the title. Okay. Give me a second to type this in. So having said that, folks, as a matter of fact, I'm just going to show it to you right now. I just want you guys to know I don't make this shit up, right? Just pay attention to this. Just trust me. I haven't told y'all nothing wrong yet. Whatever I predicted came to pass. But what I'm about to predict, it will come to pass, but you and I won't be around to see it. Because we're talking 100-something plus years. All right. So we talk about your generations after you, your family, your kids, and your kids. Right. So hold tight. I'm going to show you something. You see, this is one thing this is what bothers me when I hear people talk about, oh, I'm fine, or as long as I do this, as long as I, but yeah, you idiot. It's not about you. That's why that's why your income is limited, because you're making it all about yourself. You don't understand generational wealth. See, the people that want to depopulate you believe wholeheartedly on generational wealth. That's what the difference between the haves and the have-nots. They believe in generational wealth. You only believe in trying to get it for yourself. And you go out and trade your time for money every day on somebody's job. You have nothing to leave behind generationally. And I'm going to show you why that's going to bite you and your kids in the ass in a few seconds. So listen to me, folks. I'm getting ready to show you. They just passed 1 point something trillion dollars. Right? Now here's what you need to know. I want you to look at this. It has a little bit of movement going on in there, but just hold tight. Hold tight, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, let me show you something. You guys see this, right? All right, let me blow this up for you. We're talking 20. Yeah, I was correct. And then my dog wants to bark because they see another dog walking outside. You go in your room. Excuse me, folks. So I was correct when I said around $30 trillion in debt. So we had 28 trillion right now in debt. And you see these numbers flickering, and you see why it's in red is because it's in the negative. I mean, that's a debt. Okay. They don't have enough money to offset the this debt. And then they just talking about another 1 point something trillion dollars, and then they're getting ready to tax the hell out of you to try to make up for some of that $1 trillion of printed money that they're getting ready to do. A lot of this comes from printed money, folks. Okay, but we're going to get to that in a minute. I'm sharing you this for a reason, because I'm going to take this. I'm taking you somewhere with this. Okay, so the problem with all of this is the poor, the middle class, they have no idea what I just shared with them. They have no idea what's going on. You see, folks, let me tell you something. You have three types of people. The first person makes something happen. The second person is waiting on something to happen. The third person don't know what's happening. And the world is much more higher in population of the third person. They don't know what's happening. And then when somebody try to tell them what's happening, they call conspiracy theory. But I want you to tell me right now, what I'm showing you, what I showed you right now, and what I'm getting ready to show you, is that really a conspiracy theory? I'm going to share some data with you. I'm just going to give you my perspective on it. So you just heard my example of how a corporation works. They want to remain resources. They want to remain their revenues and their profits. So what they do, they start to lay off the least effective people when they start to lose some of their resources. Okay. Now, with that being said, I want you to take that example. Now I want you to apply that to your life. Apply it to your life in regards to the Earth's resource. Okay? It could be greed. Now, as I mentioned this, I want to take you now to the US. No, I want to take you now to the Georgia Godstones. Okay? Hold on. Come on, man. Really? The Georgia Godstones. What are they? What are they? I'm going to take you there. Give me a second. Give me a second. I have other stuff connected to my computer, so it takes a little minute to come up. Just hold tight. It's coming. And I'm getting ready to share that with you guys right now. All right. We're talking about the Georgia Guidestones. There are commandments with these Guidestones. These Guidestones are located in Georgia. You can actually visit the site and see the stones right there full-fledged. Okay? You can actually see the stones full-fledged. And it's coming up. I think I have shown you that. I think I've showed you these before, folks. So I think I've showed you these before. This is it right here. And after I showed you this, then I'm gonna show you some other data, and then I'm gonna go all in on that data. But I wanted to show you the U.S. debt clock. I wanted to show you these Georgia Guidestones. See if they got a picture. They normally have a picture of them in any article I pull up about it. Well, let's go down to these amendments or commandments. The message of Georgia Godstones are right here. I'm highlighting them, right? Take a look at this. Here are the messages. Here are the commandments of these Guidestones. And let's look at the first one. The first one says, maintain humanity under 500 million. $500 million. The article made a mistake. Yeah, 500 million. You guys see that? Let me widen it up for you some more. The first one. These are the commandments of the Georgia Godstones. Maintain humanity under 500 million and perpetual balance with nature. And I'm gonna touch with this, because think of this first sentence right here, and I want you guys to focus on the word nature. It said perpetual balance with nature. Now I want you to keep that locked in your mind as I go into something after this article. Perpetual with nature. Under 500 million in population. This is worldwide. This is the Georgia Guidestones, folks. Let me see if there's some pictures here so you know what they look like. Let me back it up. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. These stones are probably like almost 20 feet tall. Pay attention. Pay attention. I know folks today like to have they got short attention span, but I might be sharing something that could save your life. And I'm going to show you exactly what the Georgia Godstones look like. Here's what they look like. I'm going to click on image. Images. Those of you who did not know, here's what they look like. You see that? Here it is. This is what the Georgia Godstones look like, folks. You can go to Georgia. If you see, there's some writing. There's some writing on here. See if it'll let me blow it up. There's some writing on there that I'm about to show you guys. It's the reason why I'm sharing this with you folks as I talk about my topic this evening. Okay. So here is what I was speaking to you of. This is the Georgia Godstones. So there, if you see the writing, they have different writings on here. I think they have Arabic. They have some other languages, but of course they have English as well. The English just tell you the exact language or exactly what they're planning, what these commandments are. And I just showed you the most important one, which is the first one, to maintain humanity to under 500 million people. Now, mind you, the world population is right now about 7-something billion people right now. They want to condense that down to under 500 million people. Okay. Why the elite wants to do this? And I gave you the example. Of corporate America, how the CEOs or the chairman of the boards of a company, how they operate. They start eliminating the people on the bottom end. They're going to do the same exact thing with this depopulation. They want to depopulate, and they start with the least valuable people on the planet. Do you think they're going to depopulate and get rid of top scientists? Do you think they're going to get rid of people like Elon Musk, who building freaking rockets? Jeff Bezos building rockets. Richard Branson building rockets. They're also building what is called Hyperloop. Hyperloop. What is a Hyperloop? Hyperloop is going to take the place of trains. You can travel from the East Coast of Florida or anywhere in DC or New York and travel over to California in less than an hour in a Hyperloop. The Hyperloop is a pod you're going to sit in, as multiple people sit in a pod, and it travels through a tube, like a vacuum tube. And it travels over 700 and something miles an hour. If you go to a drive-in bank and you talk to your teller sends you something to put your information in. You put it in this little vacuum tube, and it sucks it up. That's the technology that they're using for what is called Hyperloop. Look up Hyperloop, folks. On you can Google it. Fact check me. Google it. You'll see it. They already building it today. They got some projects that they getting ready to work on right here in the United States. In the United States, the Hyperloop will soon be able to go underwater as well. People that can design this stuff, they won't be depopulated. These are the people that's needed on the planet. So if they're going to depopulate down to under 500 million people, that means as that population starts to grow again, they're going to train these people to think differently from how poor people are thinking right now. Because they want people who are assets to humanity rather than liability to humanity. Now, I'm not telling you whether it's right or wrong. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But what I want to share with you is why you need to do something about your current situation. Your current situation. Now let's talk about the earth. The earth. I want you guys to look up a word called phosphorus. It's spelled PHOSPHOUS. Phosphorus. Phosphorus. Phosphorus plus oxygen equals phosphate. So phosphate is spelled PHOSPHATE. It's something called phosphate fertilizer. And I'm pretty sure you guys may understand or know what that means, but that understand or heard of phosphate before. It's called phosphate fertilizer. Folks, I'm not making this shit up. Phosphate fertilizer is what keeps us fed. All living things, animals, everything keeps us all fed, folks. All of us. Think about your crop. If you're a meat eater, think about the animals you eat. They all live off phosphate. We all live off of phosphate. We all do. So somebody might say, okay, so what does phosphate have to do with depopulating the earth? I'm getting ready to tell you. Take a look at this. What did this title say right here? Phosphate fertilizer crisis threatens world food supply. Phosphate fertilizer crisis threatens world food supply. The world faces an imminent crisis in the supply of phosphate, a critical fertilizer that underpins the world's food supply. Scientists have warned. Phosphate is an essential mineral for all life on Earth and is added to farmers' fields in huge quantities. The rock phosphate is finite, is a finite resource, and biggest supply are six biggest supplies are mined in politically unstable places, posing risk to many countries and have little to no resources. Now, see what I'm saying? So let me share this, folks. We can't live without phosphate. They're supposed to have, they said, I listened to a video earlier this morning that said there's about 200 years of phosphate left, but due to the population of the planet, that condensed down to 100 years of phosphate left on the planet. I live in Pinellas County, Florida. 2 counties over from me. There's me in Pinellas County. Then you have Hillsborough County, which is in Tampa, which Tampa is in. Then after that, it's Polk County. They supposedly have phosphate mines over in Polk County, but that ain't enough. Now you guys see where I was going when I talk about how companies lay off the least effective people first. So when they want to depopulate the world, see, these elites, they're not just thinking about themselves. They're thinking about generational wealth. So they're not trying to leave just money or wealth behind. They're trying to leave behind the resources that their generations after them is going to be able to sustain. You guys get this now? It's bigger than just money now. We're talking about phosphate. Folks, let me explain something to you. Queen Elizabeth owns a lot of land over in Africa. When I say land, I'm not talking about the land you stand on. Anybody can own that. What she owns is beneath the land. How do I know that? You guys understand, you guys know that I'm already in line to be building smart cities starting over in Libya and the back end of Greece. Here's something else you need to understand. Here's something that you need to know. As the world is getting ready to lose, well, it's on the brink of losing their resources of phosphate, people probably may say, man, China buying up everything. But guess what? China they ain't wanting nothing in the future. There's a little country off the Mediterranean where the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean meets. There's a little country sits over there called Morocco. In the future, Morocco will rule this planet. And I know many of you might be like, the fuck out of here. And let me tell you why. Currently today, Morocco owns 70% of the Earth's phosphate. Let me say that again. Today, Morocco owns 70% of the world's phosphate. And guess what? They can trade whoever they want to trade with that phosphate. If they don't like you, they don't have to trade with you. If they don't want to see you prosper, they don't have to trade with you. They don't have to do. See, there might be people to might try to attack them or bomb them, like the United States. Allegedly, the United States was bombing Iraq over oil. They might try to bomb them, Morocco, over phosphate. Here's something you have to understand, people. I'm gonna give you good news and where I lie into this. Because I didn't tell you this part of my smart city project. When we start our smart city project on the right-hand side of Libya in Crete Island, Greece, once we start that project, We start a new project. We start another project in Tangier, Morocco. Tangier, Morocco. I'm already going to be rooted where all the resources are. I'm a little impatient because I'm ready to get started. They got us on hold right now. But that's why I went back to school to finish my cybersecurity stuff so I can get some cybersecurity contracts in the meantime until they're ready for us to get started on our project. We're going from Libya to get that started. Not finish it, but start it. And then going over to Morocco. Morocco owns 70% of the world's phosphate. The world can't live without phosphate, people. This, in my opinion, is why the elites want to depopulate the planet. Because they don't want their generational family members to come up short of the Earth's resources. They don't want it to be taken up by people who ain't worth nothing, according to their thinking. The same way they operate in corporate America is the same way they're going to operate on the world population. If you're on drugs, you're a criminal, you're causing mischief, you're broke all the damn time, the government got to keep resources open just so you can live, the government got to keep taking care of you, guess what? There won't be no place for people like that. Yes, to me, all life is precious. Everybody deserves a chance to live. Now, me sharing it with you doesn't mean that I'm all for that. I'm not all for that. But what I am all for is for you to get off your ass and make yourself valuable. Turn the goddamn TVs off. Stop trying to entertain yourself and start educating yourself. It's the reason why my creator has tasked me to keep telling you guys all the time to do something about your wealth. Cryptocurrency is on the rise. Find something. Bitcoin might be too late for you to invest in, but there's some other cryptocurrency that you might can look into, right? Look into these things. Start educating yourself, people. Stop watching the damn BET, the EBT. I call it the EBT awards, because that's exactly where that's going to land you, with EBTs in your pocket. You have every right to build your wealth. I don't want to hear anybody talk about the goddamn white man. To me, that's a bunch of bullshit. Why do I believe it's a bunch of bullshit? It's because you have a guy by the name of Alonzo Herndon who was freaking born a slave that became a multi-millionaire. He became the first millionaire in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. A slave. You have a guy named Michael V. Roberts, who is a multi-black billionaire who ended up owning one of the hotels that he was segregated at and couldn't go into. He wasn't even allowed to go in a particular hotel. He owns that hotel today. Multi-billionaire black man. Kiko Davis, Kiko Davis, first black woman today who owns her own bank. Stop telling me about the goddamn white man. You need to have your foot put in your ass because you don't want to get off of it. Because you ain't doing jack shit for the population. You damn ain't doing nothing for your family. Change your mind, change your life, and you'll change generations. There's a thing called the butterfly effect. What is the butterfly effect? The butterfly flag states that a butterfly can flap its wings over in California and cause a tsunami over all the way on the East Coast. The butterfly effect. Also meaning that what you do or do not do today will affect generations 100 plus years after you. You can debate me on that all day, but guess who believes that? And guess who lives by that? The elites, the ones that want you off the planet. Because those tend to agree to everything I'm trying to tell you. Only people who disagree with what I'm saying are poor people. Because they haven't been educated. They haven't been introduced to this. This is new to a lot of people. I've been studying this type of shit ever since I was in freaking high school. I was always ahead of my age. I was always ahead of my time. I've always had an old soul. How I am today is how I was in the freaking 90s. I have my friends used to make jokes of me because I was different. I used to walk around the fucking neighborhood in a suit. In my early 20s, I had suits on, walking around with suits and a ping pong paddle because I played ping pong sometimes in my suits and still kill motherfuckers on the ping pong table with a suit on. With leather suspenders. And people will always ask me, even on the job that I had, we don't have to dress up. Why are you always dressed up? You know what I say to them? Because I dress for the job I want, not the job I have. And I got those jobs. I'm talking about my early 90s, 20, 21, 22. Stacey Adams down. Stacey Adams shoe wingtips. I hate them. Black and white spectators that went with my pinstripe. I was wearing pinstripe shoes in the 90s too. Not just in my photo that you guys have seen lately of my professional photo. I had pinstripe shoes waiting in the 90s with spectators, black and white wingtips. I had dress shoes, black and white with stitches going down going down my foot like this on my shoe. One side was white, the other side was black. Spectators. Folks, I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to press you. I'm trying to press upon you that you got to step up your game because these people are not playing. It's much easier today to be successful than it was when Alonzo Herndon became a millionaire, a former slave who became a millionaire. It's much easier than that today. And people are still sitting around here moping and groping about why they can't make it. You can't make it because it's not having to do with no damn white man. This country right now has 35,000 black millionaires, and it has 7 black billionaires. You have every opportunity. You put your pants on the same way somebody who's worth billions of dollars put their pants on in the morning. You have the same 24 hours in a day of a wealthy person have in their day. The only difference is what they do with their time versus what you do with yours. What are you allowing to entertain you? Where do you spend your time? Who do you spend a lot of your time with? Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said if you hanging around 9 broke people, eventually you'll be number 10. He also said if you're the smartest person in your group, you need to find a new group. I like to find a group when I'm the least smartest person. And people hear that quote, they go, well, you're not supposed to just put down people. You ain't putting down nobody. You're the smartest person in the group. When I say the smartest person in the group, I'm not talking about a group of people who don't want to, who's trying to elevate themselves. No, you stay and help those people. But I'm talking about a group of people who don't want to do shit but sit back and moan and groan and talk shit all day. Laziness. Laziness travels so slow that poverty will soon overtake it. This is why, in my opinion, Why? They want to depopulate the planet because they want more resources for generations after them. They believe in generational wealth. See, you think people like thinking generational wealth only consists of leaving a lot of money behind. No, you got to leave around a lot of resources behind because money will run out. Money runs out. You got to leave. It's resources, people. Resources. You can't just leave money behind. Money is not resources. Money is the reward you get for the resources that you attain. You guys understand what I'm saying? If you guys understand it, put that in the comments and say, I understand this. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know that you're listening. Let me know that you just don't have a short attention span. Because I'm telling you right now, folks, it's bigger than money. It's bigger than race. It's bigger than religion. It's bigger than politics. It's more than politics at this point. But there are political people involved. The deep state. It's not a game. People talking about generational wealth. Next time I hear somebody say that, I'm gonna ask them, what does generational wealth mean? What is generational wealth? I'm just gonna play dumb. What is generational wealth? Because they think it's just money. Money is only 5% of your wealth. 5%. That's it. Your health. Phosphate is used to build crop. Healthy eating. Your health is the biggest part of your wealth. Your relationships deals with your wealth. Money is only 5%. Just like they think that Dubai was built off of oil money. Oil is only 5% of their wealth. Did y'all know that? Dubai's wealth, Dubai, over near Abu Dhabi, Dubai wealth is only 5%. The oil is only 5% of their wealth. You know where 95% of their wealth comes from? It comes from trade. Look up a thing called Silk Road. Silk Road is a route for trading over in that side of the world. They have trillions of dollars over there. They call the stock market in the United States, they call that welfare. But the kind of money that they have circulating over there. Did y'all know that them Arabs, they own all the oil refineries down here in Texas? They own oil refineries down there. China owns all the ports coming into the country, except Florida ports. Ports over in California, China owns that. They control the ports. They holding up the vehicles from traveling over here to deliver goods on purpose. That's why we're facing an inflation. Your gas prices going up to $4 or $5. Have you guys noticed it? It's not a game. And you can debate it all you want. You can fact check me all you want. Please fact check me. As a matter of fact, I want you to fact check me by going to the gas station to see how much it's going to cost to fill your car up. That's a fact, Jack. I want you to fact check me when you look at the dollar store going up 25 cents on their items from $1. Fact check me. As a matter of fact, it's on my page. I posted it like a day or two ago. How the dollar, I think it was Dollar General, going up 25 cents. Fact check me when you go into your average stores and start seeing some of the shelves are empty. Fact check me. I can go way deeper in that rabbit hole and give you some whole lot of good shit out of it on what I know. And I can tell you one thing, and this particular to us black folks, we need to learn to stop voting against our own interest. Sometimes you have to vote for the people you don't like because they have a policy that benefits you. That's how you learn how to do business. People do business with people they don't like all the time. That's why they got contracts to protect themselves. This person might have some very, very good ass resources that you definitely need to have, but you don't like them. So what you do, man? I don't like that motherfucker. Fucking with him. Yeah, but you poor, you broke. You don't have the resources he got. You ain't gotta like him. Learn how to do business with him. Stop voting against your own interest. Everything we vote, everything we ask for is gone because of who we vote for. I ain't gonna go into that deeply, but I'm just letting you guys know this is the agenda. I gave you the facts, I gave you some articles, I showed you the US debt clock. 28 trillion in debt right now. And guess what? It's more as long as if you go to usdebtclock.org, you get to see welfare recipients. You get to see all of that in there. All of that contributes to the US to the debt. All of that is on that website I showed you. The least people they have to pay welfare to, the more money comes into the positive for the elite. I'm just putting it down, folks. Y'all mad at me yet? Somebody gonna delete me after this video. They mad as shit. But guess what? The truth will set you free, but it will piss you off first. We need to stop killing and chewing at each other's necks, man. We need to start coming together and start bringing together some resources. It's exactly what we need to start doing. We need to promote masculinity and protect femininity. Let me say that part again. We need to promote masculinity and protect femininity. We also need to learn how to earn our money in business and reach back and invest in other businesses to help them do the same thing. If my wealth becomes $300 million, I should be able to take 10 million and invest it in another black business or somebody look like me. And I'm not excluding my Caucasian friends. The reason why I'm not mentioning you, because this is what y'all already do this. I'm talking to my black folks. I can take 10 million, do a contract with a promising black business and say, hey, if I invest this and get you to that, can you commit to you taking 10 million and investing it into another promising company and do the same, keep that chain rolling? That is what you call Black Wall Street. That's what you call Black Wall Street. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Stop chewing at each other. I get on YouTube, watch videos, see educational stuff, and I also come across videos of black folks chewing on each other. If a black relationship breaks up, guess what? The whole world got to know about that relationship. So what, man? You ain't going to always be with the same person. If you do, great. If you don't, move on. You don't need to be trying to scream on somebody because they cut you off. You don't need to be trying to defame someone's name because it didn't work out. You all butt hurt. Get your shit together, man. Be upright. Men, have a pair. Have a pair, guys. Stop letting society dictate the type of clothes you're supposed to be wearing. Get some clothes that fit you like a man. When we learn to do that, stop letting society emasculate you. When we learn to stop doing that and we start standing up as men, we will get more women respecting us. Women are looking to other women because they feel that we ain't have a pair. That's the truth. A nation spreads through the woman. The man protects that nation, provides for that nation. Guys, we ain't doing that. Guys out here bullshitting. And you wonder why they want to depopulate and get sorry ass people off the planet. Because it's costing them their resources. It ain't their resources, but it's costing them resources that they're claiming for themselves. You want a piece of it? Then you got to get to their level. Sitting back here complaining and bitching about it, talking about how unfair it is not going to get it for you. Life is only fair to that many people. Life is only fair to this amount of people. There ain't nothing you can do to change that, but to change it for yourself. That's the fact. That's just the bottom line. You can complain all you want. And I can tell you one thing. That agenda that they have is not going to change. So make a choice. Make a decision. But when you make a decision, you have to kill something else off. That's what a decision means. Decide. The second syllable in decide is side, C-I-D-E. What does side mean? That means to eliminate something, kill something off. Suicide, homicide, pesticide, genocide. Decide. Something has to be killed off. What is that thing you have to kill off? Whatever it is that's keeping you from growing your wealth, growing your character. You have to kill it. I don't care if it's your own relatives. Got to get rid of it. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. So, folks, that's all I'm going to give you today. If this has been helpful to you, please put that in the comments and say, thank you, this has been helpful. Let me know that you do appreciate it. Do me a favor, please, and share this video. Share, share, share. If this video didn't help you, it's okay. It's not for everybody. I ain't looking for it to be for everybody, but I do want it to be for those who want to make a difference. So if it's helpful, put that in the comments. But if it wasn't helpful, please share it anyway, because you know somebody this video may help. You can just like you chewing the meat and spit out the bones. That's all. Chew the meat and spit out the bones. Or eat the meat and then share the meat with somebody else and say, hey man, you know, this you might check this out. If it's not for you, then say, hey, sharing this with you, not something I'm interested in, but hey, it might be something that could benefit you. That's okay too, but share it anyway. Another thing, folks, I want you to make a contribution, small contribution. I'm not asking for a lot of money. You see my Cash App on the bottom, $J Hunter Lee, $20 or less towards the podcast. Don't go to me, towards the podcast. Make sure we keep up our equipment, keep up laptop, memory space, and all that kind of stuff, lighting. Eventually, we'll get some upgrades. All that comes from your contribution. I'm not asking for a lot of money. I don't need your money. I'm okay in that area. Okay, getting ready to add another 250,000 to that once I finish school. So I don't need your money. But I do actually donate to the podcast. Don't send me 50, 60, $70. I'm not asking for that kind of money. I will reject it. That's how much I'm telling you. I don't need your money. $20 or less. It could be 5, 10, 15. It could be 20. Make a contribution to $ J Hunter Lee on Cash App. I really appreciate that, folks. And last but not least, I want you to do me one bigger favor. And that, my friend, is to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.